what team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. First base. I couldn't either, but it was the last, you know what I mean? Yeah, that is. And welcome to Game 2 of the doubleheader between Washington College and Swarthmore. Mark Narducci here after a highly competitive Game 1 with Washington College winning by a 2-1 score. We're just getting the lineups here, so you'll have to bear with us as we go along with this. This is Lily Cook leading things off for Washington College. She's hitting .339. Meg Ozawa on the mound, the ace. She's been the best pitcher in the Centennial Conference in this young season so far. There's a strike, 2-2 the count. And gets her for strike 3. We're likely to see that a lot today with Ozawa leading the Centennial Conference in several categories, including strikeouts. And that'll bring up Hannah Solji. Solji, the third baseman. She's batting .261 on the season. And the count is 1-2. Strike 3, so 2 up, 2 strikeouts for Ozawa. And that'll bring up Alyssa Vieira, the top hitter, as she's batting .461. Played a great center field in the first game as well. Popped up. Ozawa making a great catch for the third out. So no runs, no hits, no one left on base. Swarthmore coming up in the bottom of the first inning. As we're trying to get the batting order, the defense, and everything together here. And for Washington College, it is Jen Kozub, the freshman. This is her 11th appearance of the year, her 10th start. She's 5-3 with a 3.79 ERA. In 51 2/3 innings, she has struck out 27 and walked 17. Maya Strayer will lead things off for Swarthmore. She takes the first pitch for a strike. Ground ball. Solji makes the play over the first for the first out. Laura Harai, and with a great play by Treves, the shortstop, for the second out. And we saw in game one, Chloe Treves, Hannah Solji, very strong on that left side defensively. Now that'll bring up Alex Simon, the shortstop. Simon was the only source of offense in game one. She hit a solo home run in the 7th inning. She's now batting .357. That was her second home run of the year, her 14th RBI, and she combines that with great defense. There's a strike. 2-1 to count. Strike two. Count's now full. Lexi Barnhart pitched a gem in game number one for Washington College, earning the shutout. And that's ball four. So that'll bring up Gwen Glatz. Entered today as the leading hitter in the Centennial Conference with a .508 mark. She's down to 500 now. That's what she's batting. Jammed. That's out of play. As we said in game one, Swarthmore playing without slugger Olivia McClammy, who has had such a great freshman season. Undisclosed injury, we're told. But McClammy, who has an .808 slugging percentage, has 5 home runs, leads the Centennial Conference in that and in RBI. There's a blooper. Just foul. Grounder foul again. field is in very good shape, especially considering that we had very heavy rains on Friday evening. Grounds crew here today at Swarthmore just did an outstanding job getting this field together. Grounder. Koza can't handle it. And that should be an error. Oh, they're giving a hit. I'm sorry. Shows you why nobody would ever hire me as an official scorer. And I could see the thinking on that, because even if Kozub had gotten that ball, it would have been tough to get Glatz out. Emily Bertrand now, the first baseman. Emily hitting .354. Ground ball. Nice job by the shortstop, Trevs, for the third out. So we're through one, and it's scoreless between Swarthmore and Washington College. What a first game it was, as we mentioned. Washington College winning by a 2-0 score. Megazawa, who had 2 strikeouts in that first inning, only needed 11 pitches to get through it. Speaking of Meg, she has just dominated the competition so far this season. Actually, also, she's coming off, she's 8-1 on the season. 1.83 ERA. As it'll be Morgan Robbins, the second baseman, leading off. Hitting just 169, but Robbins made a couple of great defensive plays. There's Harai. Makes the play for the first out. Lexi Barnhart, who's the designated player and was the winning pitcher in Game 1 with the shutout. That's high for ball 1. Blooper. Will it stay fair? Yes, it does. So Barnhart is a 1-out base runner with the first hit of the game for Washington College. Junior catcher Lexi Whitmer, who's batting an even .300. Really showed well behind the plate, too, in the first game. Whitmer, junior, locally not far from here, from Upper Darby High School. And that is pass ball on that. So Barnhart, a one-out runner in scoring position now. Whitmer scored a run in the first game. She has now scored 3 runs on the season. Oh, line foul. She was jammed on that. Pulled it foul. As we said, Swarthmore, who was really the leading fielding team in the Centennial Conference coming into the game, uncharacteristically 4 errors. 2 of them in the 4th inning led to the 2 unearned runs. Took something off that and just missed. Mike Bindle behind the plate umpire. Joe Kupka on the bases. Grounder, Simon looks over the second but makes the throw to first. Looked the runner back that time. Excellent job by Simon for the second out. The freshman first baseman, Maddie Kendall, at the plate. She's now hitting .265 after the first game. Did that hit her? Yes, it did. Wait a minute. I think home plate umpire Mike Bindle said she leaned into that pitch. They're now discussing it. There's a shot to right field. Kate Hart going back. She won't get it. Extra bases. Barnhart scores on the RBI double by Maddie Kendall. And it's 1-0 Washington College. That is the 4th double of the season for Kendall and RBI number 2. Emily Cole, the right fielder, now batting. Swings through that for a strike. Cole with 2 hits in 15 at-bats this season. She played the first game as that fouled, and that went off Mike Bindle's mask, the home plate umpire. And what Joe Kupka's doing is just kind of stalling for time, the umpire, because he knows his fellow umpire got shaken up a little bit. Teamwork by the umps. So Cole played right field in the first game, did not bat. She was a flex player. That's high for a ball. Low. Ozawa entered the game with 58 strikeouts and 15 walks. Slap foul. So it's interesting that Kendall, the number 7 hitter in the order, gets the RBI double. In game 1, Chloe Treves, the number 9 hitter, got what was the game-winning 2-run double. And she gets her for a called third strike. But 1 run on 2 hits and 1 left on base. Going to the bottom of the second inning, and it's 1-0 Washington College. For the Garnet, it'll be Kate Hart, Brooke Canini, and Sam Hastings here coming up in the bottom of the second. As we mentioned, entering the day, these were the 2 teams with the lone unbeaten marks in the Centennial Conference. The game 1 loss by Swarthmore drops the Garnets to 15-3 overall, 4-1 in the Centennial Conference. Washington College 9-9 now and 3-0. Washington College opened up Centennial Conference action last week with a doubleheader, 2 low-scoring wins over Dickinson. So Kate Hart takes that first pitch for a ball. Kate batting .286 on the season. It's interesting, of her 10 hits, 5 are for extra bases, all of them doubles as she takes that pitch for a strike. Also has provided really solid defense in right field. Yep, they appealed that. Joe Kupka at first base said did not go. So it's 2-1. That ball's in front of the plate. Look at the spin on that. Nope, the throw pulled off by Whitmer. Pulled off the bag that time. Catcher. Error catcher. So it'll be an error on the throw. And now that brings Brooke Canini to the plate, the junior. Brooke came in to pinch hit in the first game. She was 0 for 1. Ground ball foul. Brooke batting .310 on the season. Nine hits, 4 for extra bases, all 4 of them doubles. Tries to bunt that time, and now the runner's hung up. Hart is hung up, and she goes to second and makes it. So Kate Hart looked like she was going to be out on that, but made it to second base. 1-2 now, the count to Canini. Just gets a piece of it to stay live. Canini, a junior from Lincroft, New Jersey. She attended Middletown South, which plays in that always competitive Shore Conference. Two and two now, the count. Just missed. Counts full. Tell you, a nice contingent here from Washington College, really supporting the team here on what is a very chilly Saturday afternoon. Count remains full. Kate Hart, the runner at second, nobody out. Washington College leading 1-0. Ground ball, excellent job by Robbins. How many great defensive plays has Robbins made as Hart advances to third? Sam Hastings, batting .235. Outside, Lexi Whitmer, the catcher, doing a fine job trying to frame that. Almost got that strike. There's a strike, 1-1. The sun has come out in full force for the first time this afternoon. Outside, ball 2. The catcher, Cassidy Chung, on deck. There's a strike right down the middle. 2-2. Hastings with 3 doubles, 4 RBI. Just gets a piece of that, and it gets right in front of the plate. And Whitmer makes the throw. And the ball was so close to the plate that the runner at third, Hart, had no choice but to stay there. Cassidy Chung got her 6th hit of the season in game 1. There's Whitmer with an excellent block that time. Chung, the batter, has also made her fair share of great defensive plays behind the plate as well. Just high, 2-0. Top of the order, Myra Estera on deck. There's a shot to center field, but making the catch is Vieira, who initially came in on the ball, and it looked like she was going to misjudge it, but then made the play. I'll tell you what, Alyssa Vieira might be the best defensive center fielder we've seen this season. That was a play that can easily handcuff you as a center fielder, as she started in on it, but then went back and made the catch for the third out. So we enter the third inning now with Washington College leading Swarthmore 2-1. And it'll be Chloe Treves, and then the top of the order, Lily Cook and Hannah Solji here for the Shore woman. Meg Ozawa, the dominant pitcher for Swarthmore. Through 2 innings, Meg has made 29 pitches. Well, here comes Chloe Treves, the hero of Game 1, with the big 2-run double in the 2-1 victory. That was her first double of the season. That's high for a ball. She entered the game with 5 RBI and exited with 7. There's a strike. Ozawa does a great job of changing speeds. Certainly offers plenty of velocity, but oh, she hit her there. That is the 7th batter that Ozawa has hit this season. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Lily Cook, who struck out her first time up. Lily, a freshman from Glen Burnie High School in Maryland. That's high for a ball. 1-1. Treves, a runner at first base, has 5 stolen bases and has not been caught. And there she goes, but foul. Ozawa ahead in the count, 1-2. High, ball 2. Cassidy Chung, the catcher, was getting up and ready to throw on that one. Runner going again and foul. With her 5 stolen bases, she's tied with Vieira for second on the team. Lily Cook leads with 6. That just missed. And the count's full. I'll tell you, there have been a lot of close pitches in both of these games. You'd have to think, too, that Treves will be going here. No. She faked the run and then held up. So once again with a full count. And ball 4. So Trev's at second, Cook at first. Hannah Solgi at the plate, and you can almost bet that she will be bunting on this. We'll see how they play it. Bertrand, the first baseman, up. We'll see how far up Glatz at third goes. Shows bunt that time. It's a strike. Glatz, a third baseman, not playing overly up, but now she's charging, and that ball's foul out of play. I'll tell you, it's so tough to bunt against Ozawa because she has such tremendous movement on her pitches. Has that pitch, that was a rising pitch that time that was popped in the air, foul. 0-2. And gets her for strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Meg. As that'll bring up Alyssa Vieira, who popped up to Ozawa, her first time up. First base. First base is Lily Cook. Second base is Chloe Treves. Kind of got a weak swing on that one. Vieira entered the day as one of the top 5 hitters in the Centennial Conference. She's now batting .454 as she fouls that one off. Grounder foul. Actually, it wasn't a grounder, but either way, it was foul. She's a senior from Mission Viejo, California, Mission Viejo High School. And you could tell by her instincts, especially playing center field, that she's been playing this game a long time. Out of the strike zone, 1-2. Grounder, Glatz tags the bag, throws to first. That's safe, but does get the force at third. So Cook, the runner, at second. Vieira at first. Megan Robbins up. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Robbins grounded out to Harai at second base, her first time up. Foul, 0-2. Ozawa trying to get out of this jam. There's that riser that she has, and again, Robbins didn't offer, but it's a very tough pitch when it's closer to the strike zone to stay off just because of the great movement, not to mention the velocity. Foul. Count remains 1-2. Top of the third inning, Washington College leading 1-0. Runners at first and second, and 2 outs. Count 1-2. That's high, 2-2. Good job by Chung on that, getting down low and making that block that time. And it counts full. Foul again. And the dangerous Lexi Barnhart is up next. And she walks her for ball 4. Didn't miss by much on that pitch. So Lexi Barnhart, who singled and scored the game's lone run on Kendall's RBI double at the plate, takes that for strike 1. With that single, Barnhart increased her average to .366. Grounder to Glatz. Glatz over the first for the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, and 3 left on base. Going to the bottom of the 3rd, and it is 1-0 Washington College. You know, Washington College is coached by Sally Snover, and she was actually an outstanding player at the school in her day. Started all 152 games. How about that? Single season school record in walks with 26 in 2011. And that was the same year the Shore Woman reached the conference finals for the first time in 6 seasons. Finished her career 121 hits, 83 runs, 72 RBI, and 48 walks. Graduate in 2012 and now is head coach of her alma mater. How about that? He'll bring up the top of the order, Myra Estrella, Laura Harai, and Alex Simon. Here for the Garnet in the bottom of the 3rd. Estrella grounded out to Solji at 3rd base her first time up. Grounder through in the hole for a base hit. Even Trevs, with her great range at shortstop, wasn't able to get to that one. And that'll bring up Laura Harai. Estrella, by the way, 3 for 3 in stolen bases. She's going. And she makes it easily. So with the count 0-1, Harai might still be bunting here. And she does, and it just, it's interesting. Harai has laid down a couple of bunts that just rolled foul. 0-2 the count. Stays alive by fouling that one off. Alex Simon, the hot-hitting Alex Simon on deck. Again, fouls it off. Harai is a senior from London, England, and has given this team great production and leadership. Grounder. And she's tagged out there by Kendall, and Estrella advances to third. So up now is Alex Simon, the shortstop, who's batting .357. Takes that pitch for a ball. Ground ball up the middle for a base hit, and that will tie the score as Estrella scores, and it is now 1-1 on the RBI single by Alex Simon. Simon continues her hot hitting, RBI number 15 on the season. Gwen Glatz takes that first pitch for a strike. She reached base on an infield single her first time up. Strike two. She's now batting .508, which is what she was hitting coming into today, coming into the first game. And that was a good enough total to lead the Centennial Conference. Long drive to left field, going way back and turning around, will not get it. As Cook got turned around on that play, and Glatz goes to second base with the double. Simon had to hold up initially because she didn't know if the ball was going to be caught, so she's now at third. For Glatz, that is her 9th double of the season as Emily Bertrand at the plate. Outside corner for a strike. Emily grounded out the Trebs at shortstop her first time up. Low, 1-1. So runners at second and third, one out. Score tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third inning. Ground ball, Trevs looks the runner, makes the throw. Were they calling interference? Yep. So the runner at second, Glatz, is out. Simon remains at third. And Bertrand at first. That's low for ball two. Nice stop there by Lexi Whitmer, the catcher. There's a strike. Foul. And Kate Hart, the on-deck hitter, or excuse me, Kate Hart's at the plate. Canini, the on-deck hitter, had to get out of the way of that. Kate's 0 for 1. She reached base on an error her first time up. There's a shot to left field, and that's going to be an RBI single. Oh, no, she'll go to second on the double. And Swarthmore now leads on the RBI double by Kate Hart. Lily Cook in left field did an excellent job of saving that ball from going further. And it is now 2-1 Swarthmore. Brooke Canini now at the plate. Hart, the runner at second. Bertrand at third. That ball's foul. So in this inning, Swarthmore has exceeded its run total from game one in that pitcher's duel. That ball's up the middle for a base hit. Bertrand scored. Coming around is Hart. She scores on the two-run single by Brooke Canini, who takes second base on the throw. Sam Hastings now at the plate. For Canini, that was her sixth and seventh RBI of the season. There's a ball to short, and making the throw is Trebs for the third out. But plenty of damage this inning, as Swarthmore, which had been in a offensive slump up to this point, gets 4 runs, and through 3 innings, the Garnet leading 4-1. How about Canini? She now has 10 hits on the season and 7 RBI. So now May Gozawa staked to a 4-1 lead. Her last game wasn't the sharpest. She did get the win in an 8-4 5-inning win that was called due to darkness over Muhlenberg. She allowed 4 hits, 4 earned runs. And again, that shows you the caliber competition in the Centennial Conference, because Muhlenberg, not considered a contender, but really played hard against the Swarthmore team. Catcher Lexi Whitmer at the plate. Grounded out to Simon at short, her first time up. That's popped up, but Bertrand right there for the first out. Maddie Kendall, who's responsible for the Washington College run with an RBI double in the second inning. It was her fourth double of the season, and as we said before, the second RBI. There's a strike right down the middle to even things up at 1-1. Ozawa with 4 strikeouts so far. Grounder, Harai plays the ball well for the second out. That's a great job by Harai. She actually, the ball took a kind of a bad bounce, but she had her body to block it. Was in excellent position that time, made the play. They make so many good fundamental plays for this Swarthmore team. And that'll bring up Emily Cole, who struck out her first time up. In the first game, she had some adventurous plays in right field. Not her doing. The wind was just blowing, and anything hitting the air to right field was almost an adventure. Ozawa jammed her that time and is ahead 1-2. One, 2, and 1 for Washington College. 4, 6, and 0 for Swarthmore. That's high, ball 2. Pop up the right field, but Hart right there. And again, we talked about right field. She went back on that ball and then came in on it, and it just goes to show that there are no easy plays there. So 3 up and 3 down. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th, and it's Swarthmore 4-1 over Washington College. It's interesting, entering today, the highest scoring team in the Centennial Conference was Franklin and Marshall, but it had also played the most games, 22, with 144 runs. Ursinus was second with 137 runs in 21 games. Swarthmore with 119, but only in 17 games. And we're going to have a change at the mound here. Lexi Barnhart, the Game 1 winner, is coming in. So Barnhart, who was the first game winner and again, only allowed one run. The only run she allowed was the solo home run in the 7th inning by Alex Simon. She allowed 7 hits in winning her 4th of the season. She's into the game now for Koza. So it'll be Cassidy Chung, then the top of the order, Myra Estera and Laura Harai here for the Garnet in the bottom of the 4th inning. Yeah, it's right down the middle for a strike, 1-1. Chung flew out to Alyssa Vieira in the 2nd inning. There's strike 2. Full count. Again, pulled that foul, but got a really good swing at that. But just little, not a little, was way ahead of that one. So the count remains full. And gets her for strike 3. That is the first strikeout of the day for the Garnet. That ball's in right field. Foul. That was pretty darn close by Myra Estrella. She is 1 for 2 with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. There's a strike. Estrella now batting .480. That's high. Again, entered the day as the second leading hitter just behind her teammate Gwen Glatz, and takes something off of that for strike 3. So that'll bring up Laura Harai. That was foul off that play. She has shown bunt just about every at-bat today. Laura 0 for 2 on the day. That's outside, ball 1. There's a strike. One and two. That's high. Harai was 1 for 3 in game 1. Ground ball, but right there is Solji. Makes the throw and an excellent scoop by Maddie Kendall. No, now they're saying safe, and then she goes to second, and now she's going to third. Sally Snover having a conversation there. She thought the runner was out at first base. So what happens is Harai ends up at third base. Looks like 2 errors on that play. Either way, Harai ends up at third base now, and Alex Simon, the batter. Simon has been on base twice. She's 1 for 1 with an RBI base hit in the third inning, also walked in the first. Here's ball 1. Lexi Barnhart trying to get out of a jam here in the fourth inning. Outside for a ball. There's a strike. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 the count. Simon now batting .368, and she strokes that for a base hit. Harai will score, and it is 5-1 on the RBI single as Alex Simon continues her hot hitting. Gwen Glatz now at the plate. There's strike 1. Whitmer behind the plate fakes the throw. Wild pitch. Simon goes to second. Glatz is 2 for 2 so far. It takes that pitch for a strike. Ball into center field. Vieira can't get it. She's throwing the home, and she guns her down. So give Glatz the base hit. What a throw by Vieira that time. As Simon is out of the plate. But 1 run that inning, and the Garnet extend their lead to 5-1. Well, we just said a couple of innings ago that Vieira might be the best center fielder we've seen this season. defensively. And that play just amplified the point. Meg Ozawa has allowed 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 run, earned, struck out 4, and has thrown 70 pitches. So it'll be Chloe Trebs, and then the top of the order, Lily Cook and Hannah Solgi. Here for Washington College, trailing 5-1 in the top of the 5th. Trebs was hit by a pitch her first time up. Grounder. Simon with the throw over the first for out number 1. You know, those balls that the shortstops field that aren't hit that hard are very tough plays because you have to get your feet set and make the accurate throw over the first. And Simon has done that time and time again. So that'll bring up leadoff hitter Lily Cook, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Grounder. Simon has to make a tough throw, and does for the second out. That slow roller was even harder than the initial one because Simon was pretty deep, and again, it just kind of shows the great arm that she has. Hannah Solgi has struck out both times up. Again, always a threat to bunt. Tuno. Solgi has made some excellent plays at third base we've seen today. There's a strike. 2-1. She had a good first game, 2 for 3. If you've just joined us, Washington College was a 2-1 winner in game 1. There's strike 2. Swarthmore now leading 5-1 here in the top of the 5th inning in game number 2. Did she go? Yep. First base umpire Joe Kupka on the appeal said no. So it's a full count to Hannah Solgi. That's out of play. Grounder. Ozawa will have to make the turn and the throw, and she's safe. Had to turn her body all the way around there. And that's an infield hit for Hannah Solgi. They're down 5-1, but Solgi has stolen 2 bases. Alyssa Vieira fouls it out. Fouls it. Alyssa is 0 for 2, hitting to a fielder's choice her last time up. Popped up to Ozawa the first time. There's a ground ball through the middle for a base hit. So a 2-out rally here by Washington College with runners at first and second, 2 down, and Megan Robbins up. Megan walked her last time up. She also grounded out, as that's foul. Grounded out to Harai at second base her first time up. She had one play in the first game where Robbins was playing second base. Got to a grounder and threw the runner out while on her knees. Washington College played really good defense in the first game, but has 3 errors here in game number 2. That's high. So Solji, the runner at second. Vieira, the runner at first. Count 1-1, 2 outs here in the 5th. Great movement on that pitch that time. We'll get to how dominant Ozawa has been. That's high. Ball 2, 2-2. Counts 2-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on here in the 5th. Swarthmore leading 5-1. Grounder Harai makes the throw over the first for the 3rd out. So another strong inning by Meg Ozawa. And Swarthmore leads 5-1, middle 5th. How impressive has Ozawa been? Well, she came into the day second in the Centennial Conference in ERA at 1.83, just behind Forey of Gettysburg at 1.81. She also was the leader in wins. She came into the day 8-1. And leading in strikeouts with 58. Been named the pitcher of the week a couple of times here, and has certainly been a well-deserved honor, and she's just had a real breakout season for the junior from Scarsdale, New York, Scarsdale High School. So in the bottom of the 5th inning for Swarthmore, it'll be Emily Bertrand, Kate Hart, and Brooke Canini. Bertrand, the first baseman, 0 for 2. Solji with the throw. Solji again making another good play at third base for the first out. Solji, I'll tell you what, this entire infield has been impressive defensively for Washington College as Kate Hart fouls that ball back. Kate had an RBI double her last time up. She's been on base twice. As her first time she reached base on an error. High for a ball. There's a strike, 1-2. She's now batting .297 and swings through that for strike 3. Brooke Canini now at the plate. Great late movement on that. Canini hit a 2-run single her last time up. She's 1 for 2. Pop up. Morgan, Robbins, right there for the 3rd out. So that's 3 up and 3 down. Through 5, it's 5-1 Swarthmore. May Gozawa, 87 pitches. In her 5 innings, the 1 run she allowed is earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. It's just another vintage performance. I'll tell you what. If you're Swarthmore and you go with Glatz and Ozawa in these doubleheaders, you know, you're going to take your chances a lot of times. Both of them have just had outstanding seasons on the mound. And, of course, Glatz has been a great hitter as well. So it'll be Barnhart, Whitmer, and Kendall here in the top of the 6th inning for Washington College. Ball 1. Swarthmore had trailed 1-0, but then got 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. That may drop. No, look at Harai. That ball looked like it would be a blue base hit, and Laura came over there and made the shoestring catch. Lexi Whitmer, the catcher, who has, by the way, done a great job catching both games here today. Oh, look at Harai! She went upstairs to get that. Robbing Whitmer of a hit that time. What an inning this has been for Laura. Maddie Kendall now, 1 for 2 with an RBI double. There's strike 1. So Swarthmore, which had a rough defensive game in game one with the 4 errors, has not made one here today and has shined in the field. Strike two, and that is one of the toughest pitches to hit. When Ozawa puts it on that inside corner like that with movement. Grounder, Simon. Nope. And that'll be, I don't want to sound like a jinx, but I just talked about the fielding of Swarthmore. And now they're going to make the first error. Emily Cole takes that for ball one. Cole 0 for 2. Flew out to Kate Hart and right her last time up. Even though I'm behind a fence, that came right back at me. I still blinked. Ball two, 2-1. Cole had entered the game with only 15 at-bats this season. As we said, she played game one in right field. That one's foul. 2-2. Well, we're sad to say that the sun, which was out, has gone away again. That's high, counts full. So Kendall, the runner at first. 2 outs. Count full to Emily Cole. Pop up right there to Bertrand, who makes the catch for the 3rd out. So another fine inning by Meg Ozawa as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's Swarthmore over Washington College, 5-1. The Garnet tagged starter Jen Kozup for 4 runs. She pitched the first 3 innings of this game. All 4 were earned. Kozup allowed 6 hits, 1 walk. Of the 6 hits, 2 were doubles. And she threw 65 pitches over those 3 innings. Meanwhile, Barnhart now is entering her 3rd inning. She allowed 1 unearned run on 2 hits, has 3 strikeouts, has made 34 pitches. For Swarthmore, Kat Reed will be coming into the game now. She'll be pinch hitting for Sam Hastings. Takes that pitch for a ball. Reed, sophomore from Lakeway, Texas, Lake Travis High School. This is only her 5th at-bat of the season. Outside for a ball, 3-0. Nice job by Coach Melissa Finley trying to get some at-bats here to try to keep these players sharp. She's taking all the way there as that one's right down the middle. And she walks. So Reed is a leadoff base runner here in the 6th. And that is her 3rd walk on the season. And we have another pinch hitter, and this is Jordan Jackson. In for Cassidy Chung. Jackson looking for her first hit of the season, has had 12 at-bats. Chung was 0 for 2. Pop up. That's out of play. Jackson, the freshman outfielder from Northern Burlington High School in southern New Jersey, Burlington County. Lays off it, and that was a tough pitch to lay off. 2-2. Ball right up the middle for a base hit, and that's her first base hit of the season. So the bottom of the order, the 2 pinch hitters, get on base to start things off for Swarthmore. That'll bring up Maya Estrella, who bunts it, pops it up. What an effort by Whitmer. But it's foul. Makes a diving play for that. Estrella now batting .479, and she's hit by that. And we're going to get another pinch hitter for Harai, it looks, or maybe we're going to get a pinch runner, I don't know. Nope, we're getting a pinch hitter, Sarah Schwab. Sarah, the freshman from Sandy Springs, Georgia. She's 1 for 3 on the season, but has seen more action as a pitcher as she's appeared in 4 games, pitching 5 innings. There's strike 2. Or make that 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Yep, dead ball that time. So Melissa Finley going deep to her bench today, getting some at-bats for some people. This not only helps people try to get sharp, that's high. But it's obviously great for team morale when you can get as many players into the game as possible. When you can do it in a conference game against a team that hasn't lost in the conference, and she gets it for a cold third strike. Alex Simon, who's been one of the hitting stars, 2 for 2, 2 RBI, a run scored, and a walk. That's outside. Simon has now boosted her average to 379. There's a strike. Two balls and a strike. Low. 3-1. Barnhart has nowhere to put her with the bases loaded. Pop up. Robbins for the second out. So Barnhart could see her way out of this, but to do that, she'll have to get Gwen Glatz, who is 3 for 3. Low for a ball. 1-1. Inside. Ball 2. Jams her that time, but the ball will drop in for a base hit. And the 6th run scores as Reed comes across and is now 6-1 on the RBI single by Gwen Glatz, who is now 4 for 4 today. Emily Bertrand, 0 for 3 today. One run in, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Grounder, Robbins for the 3rd out. But another run on the RBI single by Gwen Glatz. And Swarthmore now leads it 6-1. For Glatz, that's RBI number 22. That's 2nd on the team. And I see, as we looking back here, I see Harai has come back in, re-entered at second base. Hastings is going back in center field. And Chung at catcher. So all 3 come back in. So as well, 1 run she's allowed, it's earned in 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and she's had 101 pitches. Looking to go 9-1 on the season. Swarthmore looking to snap a 1-game losing streak, which was in game 1. Chloe Treves in the top of the order, Lily Cook and Hannah Solji here in the top of the 7th inning. One and one to Treves, who's 0 for 1 and was also hit by a pitch here today. Had the big 2-run double in game 1. Grounder to Glatz. Makes the throw, and Bertram with the nice scoop for out number 1. We said Swarthmore had its 14-game winning streak snapped. The Garnet last loss 3-2 in 9 innings against Penn State Berks on March 6th. That was when Swarthmore went to its trip to Claremont, Florida. That's about a half hour outside of Orlando. So 1 streak ending, the Garnet looking to start another one up. Lily Cook is 0 for 2 with a walk. Two and one. Harai makes the catch. That's the catch in the air. No throw needed for that one. So the Shorewoman down to their last at bat here with Hannah Solji. Ball 1. One of the unsung stories in this game is just how well Cassidy Chung is done behind the plate. Solji swings through that one. Solji, a sophomore from Wilmington, Delaware, Padua Academy. Pop up, but even Chung couldn't get to that one. And she's just made some exceptional plays on pop-ups that were very hard to get to today. So Ozawa with the 1-2 pitch. Did she go? They're saying she went, and that's it. So Swarthmore earns a split of the doubleheader with this 6-1 victory. And just another impressive effort by Meg Ozawa. 7 innings, 1 run earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. And she threw 113 pitches. So for Swarthmore, Ozawa is the winner. She is now 9-1. Jen Kozub, the loser, she is 5-4. So Swarthmore improves now to 16-3, 5-1 in the Centennial Conference. Washington College 9-10, 3-1 in the Centennial. So now every team in the Centennial Conference has at least 1 loss in what should be just a great race this season. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this doubleheader today. As we said again, a great job by the people at Swarthmore getting the field ready after some very heavy rains Friday night and doing an excellent job there. So once again, that final score, Swarthmore 6, Washington College 1. Mark Narducci saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.